Alright, listen closely, because if you're even thinking about buying an SUV in the next year or two, this is the kind of conversation you want to hear before making any decisions. The SUV market in 2026 isn't just changing, it's evolving in a way we haven't seen in a long time. Designs are bolder, technology is smarter, powertrains are shifting, and expectations are higher than ever. What used to feel futuristic is now becoming standard, and what used to be premium is now expected. Here's the thing most people don't realize. The SUVs coming in 2026 aren't just updates. They're redefining what drivers expect from space, comfort, performance, and efficiency. And if you rush into a purchase without knowing what's around the corner, you might end up regretting it sooner than you think. Before we go deep into this, take a second and stay with me, because the SUVs we're about to talk about are not just vehicles, they're statements. And somewhere in this list, there's a model that could completely change what you thought you wanted. Now imagine this. You're pulling into your driveway in an SUV that feels solid, quiet, powerful, and effortlessly smart. The interior feels more like a lounge in a car. The screens respond instantly. The safety systems work quietly in the background. And whether you're driving across the city or across the country, it just feels right. That's the experience automakers are aiming for in 2026. And they're not playing around. One of the biggest shifts happening is how SUVs are being designed for real life. Not just weekend adventures or highway cruising, but daily routines, family needs, long commutes, and unpredictable weather. Brands have learned that buyers want versatility without compromise. You'll notice that upcoming SUVs are becoming more refined without losing their toughness. They're quieter without feeling soft. They're more efficient without feeling underpowered. And most importantly, they're smarter without being complicated. Another major change is the focus on long-term ownership. Automakers know buyers are keeping vehicles longer. That means durability, software updates, resale value, and comfort over time matter more than flashy gimmicks. SUVs coming in 2026 are being built with that mindset. Technology is also taking a different role. Instead of overwhelming drivers, it's becoming more intuitive. Large displays are common, but the best systems fade into the background when you don't need them. Voice commands are improving. Driver assistance feels smoother. Everything works together instead of competing for attention. Powertrains are another huge part of the story. Gas isn't disappearing, but it's evolving. Hybrids are becoming more common. Electric options are expanding. And even traditional engines are becoming more refined. The goal isn't just power anymore, it's balance. And here's where things get interesting. Some SUVs coming in 2026 are designed to appeal to families who want space and safety without sacrificing style. Others are built for drivers who want performance without going full luxury. And some are aimed at buyers who want the latest technology but still want something that feels familiar. That diversity is what makes 2026 such a big year. Now think about how SUVs used to be categorized. Compact, mid-size, full-size, luxury or non-luxury, off-road or city. Those lines are starting to blur. A mid-size SUV today can feel as spacious as a full-size from a decade ago. A non-luxury brand can offer interiors that rival premium names. And off-road capability is no longer just about rough trails. It's about confidence in all conditions. Design language is changing too. SUVs are becoming cleaner, more aerodynamic, and more confident. Sharp edges are giving way to smoother lines. Lighting is becoming a signature element. And proportions are being refined to feel planted and stable. Inside the cabin, materials matter more than ever. Soft touch surfaces, real stitching, ambient lighting, and thoughtful storage are becoming expected. Buyers notice these details, and automakers are responding. Another key factor is safety. Not just crash protection, but prevention. Upcoming SUVs are loaded with systems designed to help drivers avoid problems before they happen. These systems are becoming less intrusive and more natural, which builds trust instead of frustration. Now, let's talk about why waiting matters. Many people rush to buy the latest model, thinking they're getting the best. But when a major redesign is just around the corner, waiting can mean better tech, better efficiency, and better value. The SUVs arriving in 2026 are benefiting from years of feedback, testing, and competition. Automakers are watching each other closely. When one brand raises the bar, the others respond. That competition benefits buyers more than anything else. And for American drivers specifically, comfort and space remain top priorities. Long road trips, varied weather, and diverse terrain demand SUVs that can handle anything without feeling exhausting to drive. That's why suspension tuning, noise isolation, and seating comfort are getting so much attention. Driving fatigue is real, and the best SUVs in 2026 are designed to reduce it. Another thing to consider is how SUVs are integrating with digital life. Smartphone connectivity is smoother. Over-the-air updates are becoming normal. Navigation is more accurate. And the vehicle itself feels like part of a larger ecosystem rather than a standalone machine. This shift matters because it changes how ownership feels. The SUV you buy in 2026 won't feel outdated in a year or two the way older models sometimes do. And here's the suspenseful part. Some of the SUVs worth watching in 2026 aren't the ones you expect. Some are from brands you already trust, but with completely new approaches. Others are from brands stepping into new segments for the first time. And a few are quiet sleepers that might end up being the smartest choice of all. That's why staying informed matters. If you've made it this far, take a moment and tap the like button. It helps this kind of detailed, no-nonsense content reach more people. And if you're planning to follow the SUV market closely, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because this is just the beginning. In the next part, we're going to start breaking down specific SUVs worth watching in 2026, what makes them special, and why they might be worth waiting for. Some will surprise you, some will challenge what you thought you knew, and some might end up on your short list whether you expect it or not. Alright, let's pick this up exactly where we left off and keep the momentum moving, because this is where things start getting really interesting. Now that we've set the stage and talked about why 2026 is such a critical year for SUVs, it's time to shift from the big picture into the real substance. This is a point where expectations meet reality, where design philosophies turn into actual vehicles, and where buyers begin to realize that waiting just a little longer could completely change what they end up driving. When you look at the SUVs worth watching in 2026, one of the first things you'll notice is that manufacturers are no longer designing vehicles for just one type of buyer. Instead, they're building platforms that can adapt to different lifestyles. That means the same SUV might appeal to a family with kids, a professional who commutes long distances, and someone who loves weekend getaways. This flexibility isn't accidental. It's the result of years of studying how people actually use their vehicles.